Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal, and today's July 7th. Now, sometimes abortion rights activists provide scanty information about a criminal abortion death that never took place. One example is the Becky Bell death, which they at least have finally stopped dragging that poor kid's corpse around the country. She had a miscarriage, and she just happened to be dying of pneumonia at the time, and her parents saw the word abortion, which is the medical term for a miscarriage, and jumped to conclusions, and the abortion lobby decided not to correct them on this, but to put them on stage and parade them around the country. But in this case, there's a criminal abortion death that actually is very sad, although we don't know whether this abortion was performed by a doctor and was thus all surgery has risks, whether it was, as was less common, but still fairly frequent, a nurse, a midwife, somebody with medical training, whether it was a rank amateur or whether Vivian did the deed herself. The greatest likelihood is that it was a doctor. About 90% of abortions at the time were done by doctors. So, the National Organization for Women says that Vivian Campbell was a recently separated 24-year-old mother of two when she found out she was pregnant. They say that Vivian sent her children to stay with her parents while she obtained some sort of illegal abortion. And they don't provide any details about the abortion. They just say that Vivian asked for her estranged husband, who arrived at the hospital only after she had died of peritonitis on May 6, 1950. Now, I decided to check the story out, which I do, legal, illegal. When I hear about an abortion death, I go looking for the source material. I don't just take people's word for it. So I was able to visit the coroner's archives, the Allegheny County Coroner's Archives in Pittsburgh, and they got the basics right. But they really didn't capture the poignancy of this situation. Now, Vivian was actually 27, not 24, and she died July 7th, not July 6th of 1950. She worked for the IRS, and her estranged husband, Edward, told the coroner's jury that on the evening of Thursday, June 22nd, he got a call at work to go to the Elks Hall and pick up a package from Vivian and deliver it to the children. Now, why were the children living with him? And the death certificate has Vivian and Edward with the same address, so apparently they were estranged but not legally separated. They had not set up separate households, really. Edward said he saw Vivian at the table drinking with two men, and he ordered a beer. The bartender gave him the package, but Vivian didn't talk to him. So on Wednesday the 28th, he spoke with Vivian's grandmother, who said that Vivian was very ill. He called Vivian's home, but the woman who answered, a Miss Daniels, said that Vivian was too sick to speak to him. So Edward said that he told Miss Daniels to get a doctor and whatever else Vivian needed. Now, on Friday, June 30th, so 2 days later, Dr. John Reed was called in, and he cared for Vivian. He returned the next day, which was July 1st, and talked to Vivian about his conclusion that she'd undergone an abortion. She admitted to taking a large amount of castor oil, but said she'd taken it for cold. Dr. Reed told Vivian that she needed to go to the hospital, so her friends took her to McKeesport Hospital, where she was admitted at 11:30 in the morning, suffering from abdominal pain and distension, moderate vaginal discharge, but no bleeding. Her admission notes indicate that she had already expelled the fetus and most of the placenta, but might have retained some tissue. Her vital signs were alarming. Her pulse was 120, her respirations only 26 and very shallow. Her blood pressure was 118/70, which is within normal limits, and she had some deep tenderness of the abdomen and appeared to be slightly dehydrated. So her doctor prescribed medications for her. And Edward visited Vivian at the hospital about 3:30 that afternoon, found her very ill. He consulted with Dr. Reed, who said that Vivian had gangrene and was in very serious condition. So he called the hospital from time to time to check on her. Finally, on Friday, July 7th, Edward got a call at about 4:30 from Vivian's family telling him to hurry to the hospital. He found her unconscious and he remained at her side until her death that evening. And he said that at no point did Vivian say anything to him about the abortion. So I don't think castor oil did the trick. It was pretty common for women dying from criminal abortions to cover up for the perpetrator. I don't know why you'd want the person who killed you harming other women, but I said before, it's as if people get enthralled to abortion once they decide it's helpful, and they just become so focused on the abortion that the safety falls by the wayside. But I mean, I do have to give them credit, the National Organization for Women, for at least having the facts mostly right about Vivian's death. Very tragic, and it would have been nice if she could have had some help to just add a new baby to her family.